Hello, you are finally at case study number 3. You have one more case study after this and then a reflection. So you should be really proud of where you're at. So case study number 3 is about foundational skills. Foundational skills, we're really looking at phonics and spelling here. So that is what you will be assessing. These assessments are a little different. The videos aren't of a child, so there's no child in these. You have to really get all your observations directly from the data, from the assessment itself. So in a spelling inventory, if you click on these, you can see that the spelling inventory is a child writing down the words for all of these. So you're taking notes on what the child was able to spell correctly for each one. And then there is, like always with the video, it's paired with the assessment. So I'm going to stick with the primary for the example. So the primary spelling inventory, I have the video. I would open the inventory. And you can see down here is where the inventory is. As you watch the video, you would follow along and score. The video kind of walks you through how to score.
Doing a primary spelling inventory.
And then same with this one.
Hi, my name is Katrina Gaudier, where you can photocopy it, and this is what the student fills out. All of the words.
So then you can kind of see.
This one, the infant.
So you can see that with each video, it's walking you through the inventory because the inventory is how the children have done with their spelling. So make sure that you have this open as you watch the video. What I would do is watch the video once, open this, and follow along so you really kind of understand. So you're really going to understand the child's spelling patterns and what they are able to gather, which we all know spelling and reading are very much connected. So if they're understanding the different digraphs, the different consonants, the different vowels, you'll know that in their spelling. Now, this part is a little different because usually we only have one assessment. In case study number 3, there's the spelling inventory, which is up here, and it's linked here. And then there's the decoding inventory. So that's the phonics. This one does not have a video, so it's a little different. So I'm going to stick with primary again, just as an example. So if you open the inventory, you'll see that the highlighted sections, just like it says here, are the skills that were missed during the assessment. So you're going to act like this is that this is a scored assessment, and here's the scoring guidelines. So familiarize yourself with the scoring guidelines, and then come back and see what the child missed. So this one's, our team couldn't find a video. So with the phonics inventory, it's like this is pre-scored for you. And then you want to look and see how it would be given. And then this is like the scored copy. So you really want to look at first, how is it given and what is being assessed, and then come over here and see what this child missed. So in this case study, you're looking at 2 different sets of assessment data: primary spelling and phonics. So this one's a little different. You have to shift your thinking a little bit because you're not observing a child actually doing it. You're getting the data and handed it to you. That doesn't mean you can't make observations. You need to make observations directly on the assessment score. So if you chose primary for spelling, make sure to choose primary for phonics. So stick with the specific age range for both. So again, you're looking at the spelling inventory, which includes the video and the assessment page that you will follow along. And then you're also looking at the phonics inventory and then the scoring guidelines. So the inventory is the already, it's a highlighted assessment result page, and the highlights are what is missed. The scoring guidelines just tell you, okay, here is how this was given and how it is scored. So basically, for the phonics, you're handed an already scored assessment that you have to really go in there and dive in and think, what phonics skills are missing, and do they match with the phonics skills missing in the spelling inventory? Think about how the spelling is going, how the phonics are going, and how that's all going to be pieced together to think about what that child is reading. So then once you have compared the spelling and the phonics, you want to make some observations. And there's been a few questions like, well, there's no student in here. How can I make observations? You have to make observations directly on the assessments. So your observations are, I noticed in the spelling that they're missing this skill, and the phonics they're missing this skill. So you're making observations directly on the data from the assessments that you are given. And then from those observations, you're thinking, well, what can I do with this child? And that's where it comes down to making your 2 evidence-based strategies. And again, if you want to start with going into Google and thinking, spelling digraphs are missing, or long vowels, or whatever you see a hole you can put in there and think, I'm just going to Google it and see what some activities would come up, and then you can back it up. So I'm just going to open the template to make sure that we're all on the same page with the template. So name of student assessed, you can just put which one you chose. Did you choose primary, elementary, or upper? Put that in there. Literacy skill, remember this is the spelling inventory and phonics. Name of assessment, so it'd be the spelling inventory and then the decoding inventory, and make sure you put primary, elementary, or upper. Description and purpose of the assessment. So I want you to really, kind of come up with that on your own. But what is the purpose of a spelling inventory, and what is the purpose of a phonics inventory? Data collection. This is what you're saying. They're taking those scores. What did the children miss, and where do they have holes or really great strengths in their spelling and phonics? So you want to take some data right from the assessments. Your observations would be whatever you see. The child has great handwriting. The child's really great at vowel or consonant vowel consonants. Phonics, the child has this. And then your analysis is what you're thinking. So based on the data and your observations, what are you thinking as an educator? What are your thoughts? This is where you can be really, really, really open with your opinion. I'm thinking this child is missing something. I'm thinking this child was rushed through the assessment. I am thinking, whatever you're thinking, put it here. And then you're going to summarize your overall performance. And then this is when you would think, okay, now that I have this all put together, what is the significant areas that I want to address, and put it all together? Then you do your strengths and weaknesses and list a major goal. And that's when you do your instructional recommendations for things to help the child in spelling and phonics. And then this is where you bring in your materials and the standards. So make sure that you are fully getting in and giving yourself time to kind of understand the spelling inventory and understand the phonics inventory. I also wanted to point out some awesome, remember that we did in Learning Materials 8, there was this assessment presentation. This assessment presentation is going to come in really handy for this one. So this one has all about the spelling inventory. Remember, the website goes, if you click on that website, it goes into some help with assessments and how to score them. And then you can find some phonics screeners here. You can look at more spelling assessments to get a better idea. And then qualitative spelling inventories are talked about right here in this. So you can dive in and get a little more information on qualitative spelling inventories. And so that was in module 8 or lesson 8 in the presentation section. So I think that would also be very helpful here. So I know you're going to crush case study number 3. If you have any questions, please reach out.